What's up, Vogue? It's Sophia Carson here, and today I'm going to walk you through my everyday skincare routine and my go-to soft glam look. So I want to start off with lighting a candle because I really believe in doing little things that make you feel good. Okay, so now we're ready. Okay, so I'm going to wash my face with my cleanser. Just use like a little dot of the cleanser. I just spray my face with this face mist that's really hydrating. And we let that sit. And then I use these pads that I've been using for years and years and years. And they're just great to kind of keep your skin in check. And I use them on my cheeks and in my T-zone. Me, my sister, and my mom have been using the same skincare actually for years. So all three of us use the same things. Then I'm gonna finish off with kind of like my moisturizer, which is right here. My skin is actually, it's not temperamental, which is good, and it's a little bit on the drier side, but you know, with all the work that I do, and especially movies and the long hours and the makeup, it's just really important to kind of keep my skin in check and to have a routine set. And my mom and my grandma have the most beautiful skin, and they always really taught us the importance of skincare, and especially taking care of our skin from the sun and using SPF, so we're really on it, and I just really enjoy skincare as well. What I'm gonna do is what I would do if I was on set, which I would put under eye patches on. I love to do this in the mornings, so it just kind of helps with puffiness and it just feels great. One of my favorite things in the world is cold things on my face. I learned that from my mom and my grandma. My grandma, I think we learned from her that you could plunge your face into a bowl of ice water, which is pretty awesome. But recently I've enjoyed face rolling, especially early in the morning, and especially like ice rollers. Or like if you put out your roller or your gua sha in like ice, like I just did with mine. And then I will roll out on my cheekbones. And it feels so nice and so cold. So I just kind of like to spray my face with lavender mist in the morning and at night. And it smells so nice. I think skincare is most definitely a part of self-care, and self-care is just doing things that make you feel good and love yourself. It just feels so nice to do something nice for yourself, and sometimes this is exactly what we need. Okay, so let's get into makeup. I'm gonna start with brows because I've always found that brows kind of frame the face, and I've always had really thick brows. I brush them up. I'm pretty obsessive about brushing them straight up. I've always had really thick eyebrows, and when I was younger, it wasn't really, the thick brows weren't a trend, they weren't in. I remember all of my friends in high school, they were, you know, getting their eyebrows plucked or waxed, and the really thin eyebrow was in. But my mom insisted that I shouldn't do my eyebrows, and I'm so grateful for that. And I never did, and now they're in style. And I've never really done much to them. I've always kept them pretty natural. You know, if they need a trim, I'll go in with a scissor myself and I'll trim them if they get a little bit long. But I do find that brows are really important, and I like keeping mine, you know, the length that I like, and just nice and done. I'm gonna take these guys off. So first we'll start with skin. I use a tinted moisturizer on my face. I don't like to use foundation because it feels too heavy. And I use a tinted moisturizer that has SPF, which I love, just like a tiny bit. And I like to use my fingers for this. And if necessary, I go in with a blender that has just a little bit of moisture in it, but not too much. I'm gonna use a little bit more, going a little bit glam today. When I was younger, I was in dance class, so we had dance recitals, and I remember my mom would do my makeup. So I've just always loved it. And then over the years, especially when you start working on camera, you really start to learn about your face and what works for you and what doesn't. And it's just, I think it's really empowering to know how to do your makeup and what works for you as a woman. So I use this concealer. And concealer is magical. I like to put it first just on my hand, and then I also use my fingers to apply this. Recently, I'm really into powder and like more of a matte finish. So I love to, especially if I'm doing a soft glam look, I like to bake. which means just using a beauty blender and powdering, you know, your under eyes, all around your face if you want to. And it's a trick that's just great and makes everything really bright. So do my under eyes first. And I'm also covering my lip as well, just because my lip naturally has quite a lot of color and I want to do a nude lip today, so I kind of cover that a bit with the foundation and the powder. Next is one of my favorite steps, and that is contouring. I like to use a contour that isn't too dark on my skin because I can build it up or keep it more natural if I want to. I like to go kind of high up on my cheekbone. I'll go back with some powder, seal it all in. So my first steps for lip is liner. I'm just gonna mix both of these shades. One has a little bit more of a pink and one has a bit more of a nude. So we're just gonna be adventurous and try both. This is the more nude one. I've really been into the gloss recently. And my favorite gloss for years and years and years has been this Revlon gloss. So whenever you've seen me literally on a carpet with a pinky, nudie, glossy lip, this is the color that I use. Okay, so for eyes, I'm gonna use actually this cream blush, Tower 28. It's like a multi-use blush that I actually use on my eyes, and it's just really easy to use. I'm not that great at eyeshadow, so this has been really helpful for me. Just kind of dab it on my hand. I also just like to use a little bit of a brush and put some under my eye as well and just smoke it out. There's such a huge difference between makeup for whether you're playing like a specific role or you're performing on stage or you're shooting a music video. I've always found that beauty and fashion is such a huge part of storytelling. And so for all of my videos and all my performances, every choice that I make in terms of beauty and fashion is very much informed by the overall creative, and it's just really fun to kind of bring all of that to life. And I'll bring it up just a little bit towards the outside of my eye because I like that shape. And then afterwards I will kind of go in with the brush and just, you know, blend as much as I know how. I'm gonna do the inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna use this palette and use the light color right here, and I'll just go in the inner corner. Well, my muse has always been Audrey Hepburn in terms of makeup and beauty and fashion and just all things and who she was. I just love that she really is just like the definition of timeless beauty. I have been using the same eyelashes on my eyes forever. So I'm gonna use these lashes with just this black glue. Actually, the craziest place I've done lashes is in a moving car, and I've done that more than once. So I just put glue on my hand. I used to only use the white glue, and then my makeup artist turned me onto the black glue, and it's pretty life-changing because it just blends so much better with the lash and your natural lash. So here we go. And it's also important to get them at the perfect level of stickiness or tackiness for the glue. It's key in lash application over here. So my last step, but my favorite step, and definitely not least, is mascara. The power of mascara is a really beautiful thing. I'm going to use Big Bad Lash mascara, and it's even cooler that me and Meg Thee Stallion are the faces of this mascara, and we shot a really cool commercial for it, which will never not be super cool. So I'm gonna use this mascara, and I use this either with my fake lashes on or without. Whenever I go to like a pharmacy, which is very often, and I see my face next to Revlon, will never not be the most surreal thing in the world, especially when I stand there and people are like buying the Sophia Red lipstick or buying the Big Bad Lash, will just never not be so incredible. Okay, so I think I'm officially done with all of my makeup. So the next step is just gonna be blending out all of this excess baking that I have here. Over the years, no matter how beautiful the makeup was that I had on or how amazing the wardrobe was and the hair and makeup, if I didn't feel beautiful in here, you didn't see it out here. My mom has always told me that happiest girls are the prettiest girls. To me, that's always been the message that I've always wanted to share in everything that I do, that beauty is something that we are, not something that you can see. This is kind of an old school trick that I think my mom also did when she was younger. You actually spray hairspray on the brow brush and then brush your brows with it, and it just really keeps them there. And then I go in. So let me take my clips off and make sure that my hair is all set too. This is also a very signature ponytail for me. I'm a fan of the sleek pony. This pony was born, I think it was born the day of my first Oscars, which was actually a look that was completely inspired in Audrey Hepburn's first Oscar look. And I wore a sleek bun with this kind of severe side part, and I wore it in a bun, and I just fell in love with it, and it just felt like me. And I love to use this hairspray just to make everything nice and perfect. I've always loved perfume and fragrances since I was a little girl. My grandma, that was like one of her favorite things that she would give to me and my sister was fragrances. So I'll never leave my house without spraying this on first for the perfect day or night or whatever. I also like to spray a lot and on my wrist too. Okay, so this is the final look. This is my go-to soft glam. And thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.